Hello guys and welcome to another video. Yeah, it's been so long. But this time, I'm actually very excited. Thank you Neshi for reminding me that this exists, I guess. But here we are, we're bringing back Crystal Beast with the new Mekk-Knights and Duel Links. And it's actually so good. Not just the Mekk-Knights are already a good deck right now, but this is the best definitive way right now to play Crystal Beast and Duel Links, and is actually really good. So with that, let's get to the card by card and explain why we play what we play. Well, before that, why we're playing both Crystal Beast and Mekk-Knight together? Well, that's because Crystal Beast has a whole gimmick of placing themselves in the back row as continuous spells. As all the Mekk-Knight monsters, their gimmick is that they can be special summoned if two cards are in the same column. So this helps out in making the Mekk-Knights easier to summon. Although pure works because we do have a vanilla Mekk-Knight monster with decent stat of 2k and is summonable by like unexpected die, and there's already a Link 1 that just requires a normal monster. But hey, we're gonna play Crystal Beast because it's Crystal Beast. The good thing about Crystal Beast is that it actually has an archetype removal in the form of Crystal Conclave. So with that, let's go revisit what the Crystal Beast do. Starting with Sapphire Pegasus. All the Crystal Beasts has the same effect that if they were to be destroyed on the main monster zone, you can put them in the spell and trap zone as a continuous spell instead of sending it to the graveyard. Pegasus on summon can place a Crystal Beast from hand, deck, or graveyard to the spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Topaz Tiger we only played because we need a different name Crystal Beast for a card to work, but his unique effect is that when he battles a monster, he gains 400 attack during the damage step. Luckily, this doesn't count as an activation, I guess. I don't know. The card in question is Crystal Bond. We add a Crystal Beast monster from our deck to the hand and place a Crystal Beast monster with a different name in the spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. And the best part is that Rainbow Bridge can just add any crystal spell or trap from our deck to our hand. So we essentially actually have 7 copies of our normal summon Sapphire Pegasus, which is actually a lot. It's probably the most a unique normal summon a Mekk-Knight deck can go, which is interesting. And lastly, we have Crystal Conclave, which has 2 effects. If a Crystal Beast in the main monster zone is destroyed, you can special summon a Crystal Beast from the deck, which is good, can be by battle or card effect. But the real effect that we want is that you can target a Crystal Beast and then another card on the field, return them to the hand. The best part about this effect is that if you have 2, you can target the same Crystal Beast and 2 different targets, and all 3 of those cards will get bounced. It doesn't have to bounce both. As long as they target, that's all you really need. And it just resolves like that. And that's just amazing. So it's just good removal. It's basically our compulsory evacuation device at home. Except with utility, it's searchable, so it's actually super good. Issue is that you do need a Crystal Beast on the field for it to work, but hey, the fact that it's searchable just makes it so much, like, very good. Not better, but like very good. Now let's start with the Mekk-Knights, starting with Purple Nightfall. Purple Nightfall can quick effect target any Mekk-Knight monster you control and banish it until your next standby phase. And if you do, you get to add a Mekk-Knight monster from deck to hand. Blue Sky, when summoned, he can search Mekk-Knight monsters up to the amount of cards are that your opponent controls in the same column where he was summoned. I'm pretty sure he has to be summoned by his own effect, so yeah. If normal special summon this way. Yeah, because you can special summon it from a deck with a different card. Then we have Indigo Eclipse. And usually you would play 2, but not in this build. Yeah, it was already hard enough to keep it as low cards as possible. His unique effect is that he can quick effect, targeting Mech Knight, and then just move it. You just move a monster. This allows you to easily summon another monster as a form of extension. Or make a funny play to negate with a trap that we're gonna go on later. Yellow Star is one of our removals. He can banish a Mech Knight monster in the graveyard to target a spell or trap in the same column as it is and destroy it. Meanwhile, Red Moon does the exact same thing, but by destroying only face-up monsters. Please keep in mind it's face-up monsters. But they're just great removals and different names. The different names is important because they can only be summoned once by their own way with the whole column thing. So the more different names that are good, the better. Which actually these are all of the good Mech Knights. If you're wondering any of the other Mech Knights, all we really have is Green Horizon, whose effect is just when an attack is declared involving this card and an opponent's monster that in this card's column, you can target a Mech Knight monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Considering the stat is quite low for a Mech Knight, it's not really that good. The worst one is Orange Sunset. Just simply cannot be destroyed by battle. No, once per turn, if an opponent's card in this column is destroyed by battle or leaves the field, you can special summon a Mech Knight monster from your hand. Yeah, here's the thing. His attack sucks. So, I don't know how the heck you would do that. I mean, obviously there is the extra monster zone, but even then, Morning Star isn't that high in attack. Also, summoning from the hand, you already swarm your field enough as it is. So those two Mech Knights are very much useless. For our next Mech Knight, we have a World Legacy card called World Legacy Memories. We can special summon a Mech Knight from our hand or deck in defense position, but return it to the hand in the end phase. Also, for the rest of this turn, this card resolve, we can only special summon Mech Knights. Though that doesn't matter because even our non-Mech Knights extra deck are very situational at best anyway. But it really helps out because by summoning Purple Nightfall from the deck, we get to use this quick effect to add. And the fact that it's a quick play spell, we can also just use it as a way to get a body on the field and not die. So there's that. The best part about Purple Nightfall is again that banished Mech Knight will return in your standby phase. So they'll be surprised knowing that you just swarmed the field back with a monster that was banished and they probably forgot. Our last card is World Legacy Secrets. On activation, you can just special summon a level 5 or higher monster from your graveyard. And if this card were to leave the field, you have to destroy that monster. But the best part about this is that, while face up on the field, all your opponent's monsters will be negated if they're sharing a column with a Mech Knight monster you control. You can eventually lock the entire field, and this is practically a skill drain. Skill drain at home, everybody. So, yeah. Our last very important card is Mech Knight of the Morning Star. When Link summon, you can discard a Mech Knight monster or a World Legacy card and add a World Legacy card from deck to hand. This allows us to search our trap. And the good thing is, why we even bother playing 3 memories, that we also have this as a discard option. So that's pretty good too. So it allows us to search our one-off trap. The other very neat effect is that Mech Knight monsters that would battle someone from a different column, that's that's interesting. It won't be disturbed by battle, and you won't take any battle damage. So that's actually pretty nice. Our last are just very much toolbox. We play Dark Relic Sea Dragon to push in bigger lethals. Abyss Dweller hasn't really come up because we don't really special summon level 4s, so it's kind of hard to... Like, we don't play Crystal Promise. If we were to find a space, I don't think I mind. We have the Augusta Emerald, I had it just in case. Sin, very good. Steelstorm Roach, I don't think Roach does anything in the current meta. But other than that, we also have Security Dragon, which it's just there as a funny out to Sunlight Wolf, or to bait it out. Because it will be co-linked to it. And that's about it I can think about. I guess I also just flex in that I have a Security Dragon in the first place. But that's just the entire deck list of Curse the Beast Mekk-Knight. And I hope you will enjoy the replays. And go ahead and check Neshi's channel, he's a great guy. He's known as the Crystal Beast guy, so... I don't know what to say, I'm suck at outros, just look at my replays, subscribe, yada yada, anxiety, bye.
Get it!